for a full season of college football with ESPN Game Plan from DirecTV. Order now for only 2 payments of $54.50 each. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or go to directv.com/gameplan.
Again.
All right, welcome back. 2 American teenage boys apparently held against their will at what's being described as a radical Pakistani madrasa. The 2 American boys were sent there to study by their father, and now the family wants them back. Texas Congressman Michael McCaul is actively working to bring the boys home. He joins us from D.C. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
So how did these kids get there, Congressman?
Well, apparently the father wanted them to have a radical education. I can't really explain the father's actions here, but I'll tell you, these schools or madrassas or seminaries for jihad. They teach radical Islam, they brainwash children, and they provide a fertile environment or training ground, if you will, for al-Qaeda and for the Taliban. Yeah. In fact, at this particular madrasas, there was a sign saying, support the Taliban. And so this is the threat to not only our troops in Afghanistan, but here in the United States. When we met with President Musharraf, I asked him about any Americans being in these radical Islamic schools, and he said it was his policy not to have Americans in these schools. I presented the case about these 2 boys. He assured me that he and our U.S. ambassador would work to get them back home, but it raises a greater issue in terms of how many more Americans are over in these schools.
And the answer is, according to the research, Congressman, hundreds, right?
I'd say hundreds. There are probably 20,000 madrasas in Pakistan, so you do the math.
Sure.
The religious leader of this school said there are 80 Americans in his school alone.
It is extraordinary, though, that, in the anecdotal information we've heard about these madrasas is the fact that they teach the students there to hate America. So you got these American kids over there learning to hate their homeland.
And the bigger threat is, when you're talking about Americans in madrasas, they're going to have legal travel documents to get back into the United States. I was a former counterterrorism official in the Justice Department, and they're looking for Westerners they can train with legal documents to get back into the U.S.
Are the kids Americans? Were the kids born in the U.S., and are the parents Americans?
Well, the children are American citizens, and the parents have green cards, is my understanding. Right. Both the mother and the father want them home at this point in time. But the more frightening prospect is how many graduates from these madrasas, American graduates, have come back into the United States.
Right. And Congressman, are you worried, being somebody who's involved in counterterrorism, that they could be brewing up a whole generation of sleeper cells?
This is the brainwashing a generation of potential terrorists. They go to the tribal area between Pakistan and Afghanistan, which is causing us so many problems today. This is the area that's threatening our troops in Afghanistan. Right. And if there is another attack in the United States, it's coming out of this area.
All right. Well, if you get the 2 kids back, please let us know. We'd like to pass that along. Congressman Michael McCaul, that is to say, from Texas. Sir, thank you very much.
Thanks, Congressman. Iran test fires missiles that could reach Israel. Hear the rogue country's excuse for those war games. We're live with the latest.
Plus, Barack Obama says he is embarrassed about Americans who can only speak English when they travel abroad. Is he right or out of line?
And the guy who played Borat is back at it again. His latest prank really upset a lot of rowdy sports fans. You won't believe what he pulled off.
Out this season? Well, I think